Hey everyone, you've got Darren Little here with the MLM Superheroes, and we are live right now on an international broadcast, broadcasting to all four corners of the world. And I have with me here on the line, Chad Oxted. We had a chance to connect just now over the weekend in Nashville, Tennessee, at our international conference for iPass2 and the Empower Network. You know, guys, I gotta just share with you here really quickly because, you know, in all the time that I've personally been in the industry of network marketing and direct sales, something happened this weekend. Something magical happened this weekend. And, you know, it's hard to explain unless you're actually attending events, which is really the crucial factor of events, because it allows you to get that connection with people that you meet online, you know, and it takes it offline to real building of relationships. So, Chad, welcome to the call.
Hey, thanks so much, Dan. I appreciate you so much for the invite, man. That was I was just kind of got out of the shower. I threw on this shirt that was just kind of hanging out in the corner, you know. Might as well have done. And you know, here we are. So I'm super pumped. I'm having like most epic day ever, dude. And yeah.
So tell me more about the day. I mean, you know, we had quite an epic weekend. You know, obviously meeting the multiple 6 and 7 figure income earners from all over the world that flown in to share their personal breakthrough stories. You know, maybe share with us a little bit about, you know, what were some of your biggest takeaways that you had over the weekend?
My biggest takeaway over the weekend was that I wasn't doing anything just for my team. So I would do stuff for prospects, and then my team was invited, but I wasn't doing some stuff for just my team, you know, to help them realize how to get started, right? And like that process of just gelling us together. It's basically like the idea of an event, but like on something like this, right? Just for people that have made a decision to get in, you know. So it's it's different, and we actually had our first one for our team today with Lawrence, and that was super awesome. And I'm really excited about what we're doing, and being able to just you know, just being able to kind of work with. Sometimes you just don't feel like you have a family out there. Sometimes I feel like you're going it alone, and now with this community, especially like with this new comp change and everything, like everybody, it just it's benefits everybody to work with everybody. So it's kind of cool.
Fantastic. Guys, you know, what I want for you to really understand here on this broad, if you're just tuning in and maybe you've gone online and you've typed in millionaire mindset or millionaire mentoring, and this video has popped up, okay? What I want for you to realize is the power of the internet in being able to clone yourself. So right now, as we speak, someplace in the world, somebody is tuned into millionaire mentoring. They're tuned into Unstoppable Vision, Unleash the Alpha Within, How to Recruit New Reps in 6 to 45 minutes. That's called leverage. That's called cloning yourself. So here we are right now, and I had an opportunity to really have a heart-to-heart connection with Chad over the course of this weekend. And that was an offline event. So what I want for you to understand is that the internet is a great tool. The internet is a great leverage tool. But this right here, guys, just so you know, this is the business. And that goes offline to build those relationships. And then it comes back online in order to further build out the team. So, Chad, maybe you can just share with us, you know, we had a lot of, you know, people on stage, a lot of people sharing their strategies on how they've been able to leverage the power of the internet to go from completely flat broke. Some of these people 18 months ago, 24 months ago were bankrupt with nothing to their name. Some of the people even losing everything to have to live back at home with their parents And now in a short period of time, being able to generate $500,000. Who was the speaker at this particular event that gave you the most value?
You know, one of the biggest things, so what I was getting from the new member thing, that came from Michael Martin and Alex, but originally from Michael. But one of the things that I really learned and I got a huge breakthrough from is is that people, all these technical stuff that people are, they're selling these technical skills and all this stuff, and that stuff's cheap. Basically, you can hire somebody in the Philippines or in Thailand or in India or something to do a lot of these technical things that we do. Um, but it's the vision. It's to be able to share that vision of where you're going is is priceless, right? That's what people pay big money for, and that's why people follow you, and that's why they're attracted to join you and join me or join whoever. Is because I'm looking to help 10,000 people become financially free. Darren's looking to unlock people's mental capacity to be able to really have breakthroughs and using quantum physics. And so we have our visions, and that's what really people are attracted to, these technical skills and this and that. It's really kind of it's needed, not for you to necessarily do it. You could pay others to do that for you, and that we're very tied in with people that can do that for you. So it's very cool.
Fantastic. And guys, when I look at some of the speakers that were on stage, I think probably one of the biggest takeaways that I had over the course of this weekend was to realize that if I can create a message that as an example, let's say that you're brand new in this industry and you don't really know how to generate leads. You don't know about maybe 5 critical things that you need to do to become a multiple 6-figure or 7-figure income earner. And if I can actually create a series of videos, right, where that person is connecting with me in an autoresponder series and then bridging over into my video presentation, that's how you can get really full branding, right? Where when you've got an autoresponder series going out, where people are looking forward to getting your next tip, where they're looking forward to getting that video from you because they're getting so much value from it. And quite honestly, I've heard it said before, but this particular event, it had the most amount of impact for me because it's almost like it was an osmosis. You know what I mean? Like it actually sunk in to my subconscious mind where I really realized the power and the simplicity of being able to do that. Because anybody, it doesn't matter, they could be a brand new person just starting today, and in their first week, they learn some new things, right? So they learn some new skills, and they put a video series together, load it up into their autoresponder, and instantly they're looked upon like a leader. What did you think about that strategy when John Pemberton was getting up and talking about that?
You're talking about John, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Dude, that's awesome. Actually, I want to model that exact process, and I'm just tweaking the same thing, and because my thing is I have almost 3 different kind of audiences that are watching me at once. You have people that are out that haven't made a decision to join anything or buy any product, that are still maybe trapped in a job, that haven't pulled the trigger, right? They haven't really just made that leap, right? Then you have the people that are in, and maybe they're jumping around from business to business to business, and they haven't really found a mentor that could really help them, right? Or somebody that can really, or a system that's real, something that you can get into and you can actually start making money right away. that you start having success with. Then you have the people that are successful, that that maybe they have a team, they have a business, and but maybe it's offline, and or maybe they're just hunting around on Facebook. They're not using systems. They're not building a list. They're not doing this. So what I'm tweaking right now is how to set up a series that can help each of those people kind of simultaneously. Because I don't want to have to build three different sales funnels. I don't have to have to build three different series and everything like that. It's the same person. They're just at different steps. Because I know the power of talking to a specific audience and that specific type of person, and that's really really powerful. And I know that that person is at different steps of their online career. So that's what I'm tweaking right now and working on.
Fantastic. Guys, what I want to just share with you here is that when a person first gets involved with the business, it doesn't matter what it is, okay? If you can get emotionally connected to your vision and to your dream, I'm talking emotionally connected. Yeah, there's a difference between, maybe having a goal and having an intention where your physiology of your body is emotionally connected to that forward momentum of breaking inertia. Okay, because what I will tell you as a serial entrepreneur, guys, is that when you launch any new business, when you launch any new company, there's literally like an invisible wall, a barrier that's going to stop you from advancing. Literally, it's like a wall like this. And if you don't have enough front end inertia to break that wall, to move into forward momentum, you will never get liftoff. And a lot of people wonder why they actually never get any liftoff in their business. That's why. It's important to understand that if you don't have enough front end inertia to break through that invisible wall, you will never actually get liftoff in your business. Now, here's the really interesting thing, Chad, because we've seen each other at a couple of the events. I know that I had a chance to connect with you briefly at the Seattle event, and from the Seattle event until now, until this weekend, there's been some substantial shifts that have happened for you in your mindset, in your business, in your recruiting abilities. Now you're moving into $10,000 months, $5,000 days. I think you just had a $20,000 month. Maybe you can share with the people, the viewers on this particular hangout, something happened, something shifted in your mindset, something shifted in your personal breakthrough to start taking you into these higher income levels. Talk to us a little bit about what that shift was that took you from, maybe looking at $4,000 or $5,000 a month, where it may have even seemed like it was an uphill mountain, and now being up higher in a different plateau, standing on a $20,000 plateau, now looking upwards towards $50,000 a month. What was the shift for you?
Two things. Getting a good mentor. Obviously, I spoke with you a little bit, and that really helped me break through. And then I took that and was running, and then I went even the next step and hired a guy that's done 9 figures online. Went to a workshop with him, and then actually bought his coaching. And so it actually become part necessity that I, not so much a $20,000 a month, but I needed to come up with some serious cash flow to pay for the workshop and for the coaching. And so necessity is a big one. It helps almost, and then as soon as you've broken through that barrier, like you were saying, it's like, well, all right, well that was easy. I just had to do it, so I went out and did it. And it's like, if you have to do things, it just makes it way easier. It's like a necessity, that you really need to do it. really creates this like urgency in your life, and it makes things easier. You know, or if you get through and you break through, and then it's easy the next time around. And so I'm just shy of 20,000 for this month too. So the next couple of days, I'm looking to push over that. So
Fantastic. You know, guys, what Chad is talking about here, a lot of this has to do with what's going on right here. Okay, what's going on in your mind with your self-talk. And one of the things that's really important to understand about this particular type of a business model, when you're talking about the home-based business industry or direct selling, right, is that so much about what you believe to be true through your self-talk, okay, is going to determine what kind of results that you get. Now, as soon as Chad started to make it to the point where he literally he drew a line in the sand, guys. He drew a line in the sand, right? And he opened up his thinking capacity to know that he was worthy of that type of an income. As soon as he made that shift, as soon as he started to believe that, hey, if they could do it, why not him? If people would pay other people, you know, $2, $3, $4, $5,000, why not him? So tell us a little bit about that shift that you made with that, Chad.
yeah, belief was a huge part of it, man. It's like when you really worthy of having, you know, that you have worth inside. So it's like, you know, I always had challenges believing that I was worth, you know, actually putting my face on something, and like actually like branding me, and kind of take, you know, I guess I kind of subconsciously treated myself as like a Ford Taurus when I really had like value in me that was like a Cadillac or a Bentley or a you know, something really awesome. And so after I really like had that shift of that belief of self worth, when I realized that I was worth that, I started attracting higher quality people. I started, people saw me on like a different level. I felt confident enough to like kind of brand myself, and actually kind of put a good face out there. And, and I just really kind of just elevated my game. And when I elevate my game, people perceive you as a higher value, and it just like if you perceive yourself as super high value, then there's nothing, and you put that foot out there, you put out high quality stuff. There's no reason people are going to pay you the higher end money.
Fantastic. So, guys, what I want for you to do is really pay close attention right now to some of these major distinctions, okay? Because this is really important. If you want to, you know, leave corporate America, if you maybe you're senior level management, maybe you're a CFO or even a CEO, maybe you're in a situation where the market has shifted with the industry that you're currently in, and you need an exit strategy, but you don't know how to leverage the power of the internet to be able to make that happen. A couple of important factors that Chad's talking about. One is getting a mentor, right? Getting a mentor to help you along that path, somebody who's already blazed that trail before you that can help you avoid those minefields, right? Because if you're going to walk across a minefield, you probably want to have a minesweeper that's going to walk in front of you versus just, you know, trying to wing it and end up blown up, right? Would you agree with that, Chad?
100%, man. And I kind of want to add to something you said earlier about inertia. And I like this analogy is that your business is like a rocket ship, right? And a rocket ship takes most of the energy and the most, well, I took this analogy even another. So you have to have that burning desire to light that rocket, and then it takes most of that fuel in that rocket to just get out of the stratosphere. So all the action needs to come on the front end. And then the cool thing is when you get out of the atmosphere, you can just kind of coast to wherever you're going, to whatever planet you want to be on. And so it's the same thing with your business. You just need to get in and just take such massive action. If you have that burning desire in you, you have to cultivate that burning desire, and then that will lead to action, and then that action will turn into a result, and that result will turn into belief, and then I like to call this the victory circle. You know, people say the vicious cycle, right? Or vicious. So this is the victory circle. Uh, Copyright pending.
I love it. I love it. Guys, you know, here's the other thing that I think that it's important for you to really get here is that, see, I want for you to understand that just a real short period of time ago, I mean, it could have even been like maybe 18 months ago, right? That Chad basically, I mean, I'm talking about throwing your hat over the wall, okay? Where somebody is prepared to do whatever it takes, whatever it takes. Chad, talk to the people here that are watching this about when you first got started and really going all in on your dream. What were some of the things that you did in order to be able to raise the capital to be able to actually just start your business, to get on the right track so that you had a proper budget to be able to launch your business properly? Talk to us a little bit about that.
Yeah, when I first got started, I was doing door-to-door sales, living in Florida, and I I was listening to this guy, and he was making seven figures, making like $80,000 a month. And but he would tell me, he was talking about his like kind of his life a little bit, and the fact that he had to, because I'm from Michigan, so and I was really good at doing door-to-door sales. So these companies would hire me to come in, train their salespeople, and then go out and kind of sell some this and that. So they had me come in, and I'm sitting here listening to this guy. And he was talking about how he used to drive from Tampa to Orlando every day, 2 hours there, or 4 hours there and back. And I just realized I had this breakthrough that that was not what I wanted for my life, right? I didn't want to be where I had to be somewhere. I wanted to. I used to be in network marketing a long time ago, and they painted the picture of being able to sit on the beach and sink your toes in the sand and be able to create commissions kind of on demand. And so I decided at that moment that I was quitting that job, and then I left there, I quit, and they instantly kicked me out of the housing they put me into. They got rid of my rental car, so I had to pay for my own rental car, and I hadn't got paid yet from them, so I only had a few $100s to my name, and I got a hotel. And luckily they like didn't charge me for the hotel up front, and they I should have took $150 and bought a plane ticket and got the hell out of there. But instead, I took $150, got started my business. I basically just did whatever it took for that, like 2 weeks in that hotel room, just like eating ramen noodles, basically, and living in a hotel room and taking massive action in my business. Then I finally got a little bit of money, and I got home. They gave me a small check. Got home, I bought the next products, and then I got to my first event, and I made the decision at that event. I had no clue how I was going to do it because I had no money coming in. That I was going to get all the products, regardless of whatever it took. And so I came home. I actually got what's called a Native American loan, and it's these like predatory loan companies, and they use Native American lands to basically be able to charge really, really, really high interest rates. And I tried to get all the money to get all the products. They wouldn't give me them. They wouldn't give me all the money. They would only give me like $2,000. Took $2,000, got the next product, and took the rest and kind of just did a little bit else with my business. And I took massive action. I made a little bit more money, more money, more money. And then I had one day, I had a girl come to me, and Chad, are you all in? Do you have your black card? Do you have all the products? And I said, no, Cindy, I don't. I am missing the last product. She's like, oh, well, I'm cashing in my 401k and I'm going to buy all the products. Made the decision to go all in. And I was like, holy crap, I'm going to miss out on a $4,000 day if I don't find the money somehow. So I started selling stuff. Sold my TV, sold my Blu-ray player, DVDs, clothing, uh, everything that I possibly had. It wasn't much. And so I then went to an offline mentor, and the guy didn't really believe in online stuff, but he believed in me, right? He believed in me. And I told him, I was like, I'm going to have a $4,000 day. Can you loan me the money? I just need like $2,500 more. He's like, no, I can't loan you at all. So I can loan you 1,500. I took 1,500. I'm putting this in the bank, and then I'm like, okay, what do I do? So I put my car on Craigslist to sell it, and I didn't get any bites. I like waited a day or so, and no hits on that. And I'm like, screw it. I'm just gonna take it around. And I'm gonna go dealership to dealership until somebody offers me enough money that I can make. It was a 2010 Escape, Ford Escape. I owed $7,200 on it, and everybody thought I was just desperate and I wanted to get rid of the car, and I just couldn't pay the payment or whatever. So they kept on trying to lowball me. So I got creative. And I went into this dealership and I go, hey, I know my car needs a bunch of work, but it's worth about $8,500 the way it is right now. And what I'll do is I'll have my guy come in this weekend, fix the car, have him fix the car up, and then you give me another $1,300, another $800, whatever, however it came out, on Monday. And he agreed to it. It was weird. I was like, it was like the last ditch effort. And so I get the title and gave it to him and everything. And then on Saturday, or Monday, I came back and I said, hey, I was just here to get the rest of the money. He goes, oh, your guy never showed up. And I'm like, crap, are you freaking kidding me? He's like, yeah. I was like, okay, well, where's my car? And he's like, oh, we sold it. I'm like, what? You sold it? And they're like, yeah, we sold it. And I'm like, all right. So basically, I needed $200. And if you ever felt like so desperate in your life that you didn't have $200 to just go make $4,000, so it came down to it. I think I got $100 from a friend or something, and then I had this watch. It was like this really nice watch, and I worked for this guy, and I got this watch from him. And this guy, he was importing rice from Cambodia. This is another door-to-door job, and he owed me like $200-300. And I said, hey, instead of giving me the $200-300, why don't you give me that watch? It was a Breitling. If you know anything about watches, they're really, really nice watches. And so I took that watch. I went to a pawn shop and I said, hey man, how much can you give me for this watch? And he was like, is it real? And so one of the things my boss used to tell me, he's like, yeah, we'd go over to Cambodia, and all these people, they'd sell you all this cool stuff. He's like, Louis Vuitton, freaking Breitling, Rolex, all that stuff. It's not made in Italy. It's made in Cambodia. And I'm like,
oh, that's funny, man.
I don't know if I'm naive or like what, but like subconsciously I kind of knew, right? And so he's like, I was like, no, man, I don't really know if it's real. I'll tell you the truth. I don't really know. He's like, okay, I gotta call my guy over. The guy came over. He's like, looking at it with a magnifying glass, and he's like, sorry, man, it's a really, really high end fake, but it's not real at all. And I'm like, you're kidding me. And he's like, yeah, we can't find it anymore. And I'm like, okay. So that guy leaves, and then the original guy I was talking to, he's like, dude, I really like this watch. I know it's fake. We can't buy it as a store, but I'll give you $100 for it. I'm like, will you give me $150? And he's like, no, $100. So I only need $100. Took the $100, Took it through in my bank account. The next day, I had a $4,150 day. I leveraged that into an $8,000 month. I had a couple $12,000 month after that. Brought into 40 people into my business a month after that, and kind of just that kind of springboarded my business, right? And I used that success story to pretty much make all of my money.
Fantastic. You know, guys, we talk so much about, going all in on your dream and doing whatever it takes to be able to get your business into liftoff. And that story is what I'm talking about. When you want your dream so badly that you can taste it, when you want your dream so badly that you're prepared to sell your car, sell clothes, sell your TV, sell games that you've got, anything that you've got that has any type of value at all. When you want your dream that bad that you draw a line in the sand and you raise your standards and you accept that there's no other possible way that you will make that thing happen, that's what happens. So here's Chad. He was prepared to do everything, go to Loan Shark, sell his car, everything that he possibly could in order to be able to propel his business forward. And here's how the universe works. When you draw that line in the sand and you basically say, I'm going to be successful no matter what, and you're prepared to put everything on the line, just like playing in poker, that's called going all in, right? It's make or break, right? That's what Chad did. And the result of that was he had a $4,150 day that propelled him to an $8,000 month. And now he's having $20,000 months. That's what I'm talking about, guys. So if you're watching this for the first time and you're saying to yourself, I can't afford it, I don't have the money, right? What you should be saying to yourself is, how can I afford it? And how can I get the money? That's what successful people do. That's what entrepreneurs do. That's what people do that do whatever it takes to take their business and their life to the next level. And those are the stories, guys, that empower other people into action. Those are the stories that get people to get rid of all of their excuses, right? The story like Chad. So, Chad, maybe you can share with us, after what you've seen happen over the weekend and some of these rags to riches story, people that were bankrupt and made $500,000, people that were broke and destitute that became millionaires. Talk to us a little bit about your vision as to what you see for the next 1, 2, or 3 years rolling out for you in the future here.
Yeah, this is crazy, man. My intention this year was already 300K. To hit 300K in revenue in my business, just in my iPass and Power business. So that was the goal right there. Now with this comp tweak or comp bump or what, like, explosion, it could go way, way more, because as soon as you hit those bonuses, it gets crazy, right? You start bringing in just massive, like a team help duplication, and just bring stuff in like that, and then all you got to do is hit those bonuses. Things just go crazy. I figured it out, man. And it's like, if you have 500 people that are active, right, in your team, anywhere down there, as long as there's not a $10,000 earner between you and them, and you make $10,000 in Empower, it goes from $10,000 to $15,000 just from that, right?
So a 50% gain just from hitting 10K and then getting an override bonus. It's a 50% increase.
Yeah, and then if you do 15,000, that automatically bumps you up to this next, like the next thing, and then that actually bumps bumps you, it gives you, so it opens up two things. So that adds $10,000 to your income. So that actually bumps you up to 25,000, right? And so then basically if you hit $20,000 in your business, it's gonna put you up to the third level, and then that's gonna put you up to like 35, 40-ish.
Wow.
With 500 active people in your business.
Wow. So, you know, the cool thing here that I will tell you guys is if you ask, you know, if you took a survey with, you know, 100 people, right, just 100 average people, and you ask them what is the amount of income that they need, right, to feel free or to leave their job, the average person will tell you it's $10,000 a month. Do you realize that this whole rollout that we're talking about, that $10,000 mark, is just that first phase? So once you hit that 10 grand, it starts to open up all of these other gateways to start to happen, so that you can literally go from 10,000 to 40,000 within a 90-day period of time. And that, guys, is exciting. So what I want to really focus on, Chad, and one of the reasons why I wanted to be able to just open up this connection. We talked a little bit about this at the conference, was for the leaders to really come together right now. I don't think that there's been a better time for leadership to be able to really come together as a unit, right? So that we can all share our strategies on how we can help as many people to get to that $10,000 mark, because that's really the gateway, right? That's the gateway to a whole brand new frontier. Now, here's the important thing to realize, guys, is that let me just do a little calculation here. $10,000 just at inner circle level alone. That's only a team of 114 people. Okay, so with 114 people on your team, you can be making a $10,000 income. Once you understand the power of this comp plan, let's take 114 and divide that by 3. Now we're down to 38. That's only one level, okay? So we take 38 now and we divide that by 3 again. Guys, do you realize if you can get your subconscious mind focusing on only 13 people, help them get qualified, you're already halfway there. Take your next group, help them qualified, you're making $10,000 a month. Now, I can tell you that if you follow this type of format, I've helped people do this between 30 and 90 days to hit 10 grand a month. And it's very, very digestible for the average person to be able to do, that has finally hit that breaking point and is ready to take their life to the next level. So what are your thoughts on that, Chad?
It was awesome. I love very simplistic ideas and ways people they can just kind of go out there and just, okay, I just need to get 13 people. All right, that's easy. You know, I just go out there and get 13 people there. And then the marketing strategies that we teach in the system, and it's really, really powerful. They can teach you how to get that easy, right? You just have to plug them into the team so that they have the confidence to go out there and take action, so you can start creating that duplication and creating that stability down deep.
Fantastic. So Chad, let me ask you this. You know, if you could give the brand new person, you know, a couple of key takeaway points on some of your breakthroughs that you've gone through in the early part of your career, you know, going from a brand new fresh start, you know, you were in more door-to-door or offline type of selling. What was the thing that you had mastered before? Was it door-to-door?
Yeah.
Okay, so you went from door-to-door sales, you got onto the internet. Talk to the brand new person right now about a few of your major takeaways that you've had as an online marketer.
Sure. Well, I'll give you guys kind of some things that I took mindsets from door to door that I kind of applied to this. And one, this is all a numbers game, right? It's all about just connecting with a certain amount of people. You just have to figure out what your conversions are, right? So if it's you need to talk to 10 people to get one person or talk to 20 people to get one person. The cool thing is we have leverage of using systems and be able to get to massive amount of people. I can send an email and get to 3,000 people, no problem, right? So it's really just knowing the numbers, and you don't have to be a number person. You just have to know that you have to just talk to a certain amount of people, and then a certain amount of people are going to put their email in, and a certain amount of people are going to make a decision to get started. Then you're going to get a certain amount of people that are going to buy the offer packages, and you're going to make more money there. And then it's just kind of up and up and up. And you give them more value, and they're going to make a decision to really take their business seriously. And so that is one of the biggest things is that it's, number game. You just really need to do whatever it takes. But kind of like Darren said, we've kind of been saying it all along. You just need to get in, and you got to have that burning desire. The more that why, the more fire you have under there, and that rocket, just launches into the atmosphere. So you just need to get to $10,000 as fast as you possibly can. Just do whatever it takes. Just be able to be just really action oriented, right? Because you can learn all you want and just learn a little bit and find something that really resonates with you and that you can run with and that works and that it's proven because our system, we teach you things that work. So if you're willing to do that, then you can get in, you can start just taking massive action and get to that $10,000 mark, and then it just explodes from there.
Fantastic. So basically what you're saying is really it's just about figuring out what your numbers are from the number of people you're connecting with to how many people you're closing, and then just roll that out in massive action and, not be emotionally connected to a person's answer, right? As long as you're providing value to that person, you're leaving, I call it leaving a trail of breadcrumbs, right? Leaving a trail of breadcrumbs behind. Any other things any other tips that you can talk to the brand new person about?
Um, it's you just have to have the mindset that this is going to be long term, but take the action that like you want it to be short term, right? So be here for the long term and not, don't get, you know, have the mindset that you're going to put in, you're going to commit a year, but take the action like you want to hit your goal in the first 90 days. Okay. But if you take that action like your ass is on fire, but you have that mindset that I'm just gonna just keep on doing whatever it takes for that year, then you're going to have kind of, because if you have the mindset that, oh, this is going to take a year and you're not going to take the action, it's to really build that fire to get that rocket off the ground. But if you take the action, that's going to build the fire to get that off the ground, but you know that it's going to be a long trip, to the moon, right? If you say you're going to the moon, then you can have that mindset, the long term mindset, committed for long term to be here, because that's what this is. This isn't some get rich. It is get rich. It can be get rich quick, but we want you to have the mindset that this is going to be a uh, not going to be easy in the sense of that you're just going to come in, you're going to push a button, and like money's just going to fly out of the computer. Uh, this is going to be work, and you're going to have to learn, and and it's worth it because as soon as you get that
Absolutely.
going, that system rolling, then it can just be smooth sailing from there.
Yeah. And you know, guys, what I like to sort of equate it to is if you can picture somebody that's in track and field. Okay, you've got your sprinters, right, and you've got your marathon runners. So the marathon runner isn't going to want to use up all of its energy and then be completely burnt out, right? So they might do short little sprints, right? But then they've got that long-term vision of running that long marathon. This is very, very similar. That's why I tell people to go 90 days of massive action coming out of the gate, because that's going to break that inertia, right? Typically, what I tell people is that it takes 3 weeks to break inertia, and it takes 2 months to amalgamate a solid little group together as a team, right? So 3 weeks to break inertia, massive action, 25 connections in any given day minimum. And then once you get that group of people, you want to start to amalgamate them together on a Facebook group, start to do some hangouts like this, start to do some international conference calls to provide value to those people, to bring that glue together and then get them to the event. Okay, that's really the formula. So if you can get that, you're going to gel your team together as a unit. Once you can gel those people together, they won't leave, guys. They will not leave. If you can help those people have just even one sale online, they will not leave you, okay? Because they're committed into the personal development, the mindset training, millionaire mentoring, and that's what keeps those people. Guess why? Because they're evolving as individuals and they're stepping into a leadership role. That's why I call this a leadership factory, right? So if you use those type of strategies and you implement some of these techniques that Chad is talking about, here's a perfect example, guys, okay, of somebody who had no excuse, right? He went massive action, everything on the line, he went all in, and now he's having $20,000 months. So any closing comments at all, Chad?
You know, it's just you guys can. This is a thing. If you have that burning desire, leaders, people that really have success in anything, always make a decision quickly, right? You never see leaders sitting around, him hawing around, not making a decision. Every every big leader, what they do is they make a decision to get started and then they figure it out, right? They don't need to know everything before they make a decision to get started, right? You know, I started doing traffic a while back. I didn't know anything about traffic. All I knew was that, uh, that my team needed traffic. I wanted traffic, and so basically I started just being able to get it for a little bit cheaper and then sell it and then get my traffic for free. And that was my out. Then I got to another guy and I could get it a little bit cheaper. And then I'm like, oh, okay, well, now I can have people sell it for me. And, that was cool. And then I was making a little bit more money. And now I got to a point where now I have an email list coming in that's going to be over 300,000 people. And I know anything about emailing a list and getting that size and getting traffic out of it? No freaking clue. I'm basically turning it over to people that know what they're doing and whatever. But I took action because I saw the opportunity in front of me, and I knew that I could do it. I knew that if I took action, I could figure it out. And that's all that matters, right? Because that's what leaders do. They see an opportunity, they make a decision, and they take action and figure it out. They just figure it out. Because that's what they do.
Fantastic. Guys, if you are just joining us for the very first time, you've gone online, you've typed in millionaire mentoring, you've typed in millionaire mindset, and you've landed on this video. Here's what I can tell you. Applying these simple strategies together collectively with the millionaire mentoring that we implement for our team, some of the testimonials from my students have gone from completely homeless, and 6 months later, they're having $20,000 months. Some people were 2 months behind in rent and an eviction notice. They didn't even have enough food to feed their kids. They were starving themselves for 2 days at a time. And 8 months later, they had $500,000 in the bank. Now, keep in mind, are there any guarantees that you're going to be able to do it? No, I don't even know if you're going to take any action, right? There's no guarantees in anything except, taxes, and eventually you're going to die. Those two things you're going to be guaranteed 100%. The rest of it, I don't know what you're going to do, but I can tell you this. We have an amazing team here. We have the ability to help you take your life to a completely different level. And click the link below or off to the side if it's on Facebook. Take action. You've got Darren Little here with the MLM Superheroes, and I look forward to meeting you in person one day. See you at the top. Bye for now.